Our budget charts a different course. It's very different than what the president has offered. For starters, we propose to cut $6.2 trillion in spending over the next 10 years from the president's budget. We reduce the debt as a percent of the economy. We put the nation on the path to actually pay off our national debt. Our goal here is to leave our children and our grandchildren with a debt-free nation. We offer $4.4 trillion in deficit reduction in the first 10 years alone. Our budget is our plan to tackle this country's greatest problems. If we don't take on these fiscal challenges head on, we will not be able to do this under our own terms in the kind of gradual, important, sensible way that we are proposing here today. What if your congressman, your president, saw it coming? What if they knew it was going to happen? What if they knew why it was going to happen, when it was going to happen, what nature, and more importantly, what if they knew what could be done to prevent it from happening, and if they had time to prevent it, but they decided not to because it wasn't good politics? What would you think of your president, your member of Congress? Well, God, that is where we are right now. This is the most predictable economic crisis in our history. And what are we doing, playing politics? We don't need clever politicians. We need leaders. We need leadership. We need to be honest with the American people about the problems we face. We need a fact-based budget, no more accounting tricks, no more budget gimmicks, and that is what we are offering the American people with this path for prosperity. The kinds of reforms we're proposing don't affect senior citizens. They don't take benefits away from people who are 55 and above, and what we're showing is we can achieve that if we go now. What happens if we keep kicking the can down the road? We go about $10 trillion into the hole of more empty promises. Every year we don't do anything, and that means bitter European-like austerity. We will have passed 3 bills now, once this bill is passed, to prevent a government shutdown. We passed our first one something like 45 days ago. The Senate hasn't passed one. So if you're asking about who's aiming for a government shutdown, look at the legislative chamber, the United States Senate, that has not passed one bill to prevent the government from shutting down. We don't want a government shutdown, but we also don't want to rubber stamp high, big spending. We want spending cuts as well. What do I hope the administration, I don't know. I hope they read it before they criticize it. That hasn't happened yet today. But I hope that they take a sincere look at it. I hope the administration looks and sees, well, this idea I agree with, this idea we don't. My sincere hope is we've got to get something done in this country.